Okay, so we are now recording, and I want to welcome everybody to the Heat Team Tuesday night call. We have one on the first and the third Tuesday of every month. And then some of us continue to have calls on the second and the fourth Tuesday with our smaller team calls. So I just want to welcome to you. For those of you that aren't on the Heat call, I see a couple faces. I saw Courtney a little while ago. I don't see her now, but I know she's somewhere out there. That the Heat stands for heart, energy, authenticity, and tribe. And we feel that's really gets a sense of our culture and that who we are as a team. So without wasting, that wasn't a waste, without any more time spent on that and giving more time to Alexis, I am going to, first of all, do this real quick. And I'm going to find you, Alexis. There you are. And it may mean, wait, where'd she go?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but it's interesting. I can't, I'm not able to spotlight you because you're not live. Can you go live for 1 second? Let me see if I can spotlight you then.
How do I go live?
I mean, not go live. Take off your avatar.
Okay, I'm on. I have two on. I'm logged in on my phone.
Okay.
But there should be a live version of me that's also speaking.
So we're hearing you by phone, not by computer, correct?
No, you should be hearing me by computer. I got like kicked off, so I did log in on my phone, but now I'm logged in on both. Is that okay?
Oh, there you are. Yes. Oh, I see you now. It's more, we get you twice. What, is there anything better than getting Alexis twice? I mean, seriously.
Just so I have a backup, because that was a mini panic attack there.
Yes, no mini panic attacks. So I'm going to laugh at the mini panic attack. This is the mother who's traveling around in a motorhome with 4 kids under the age of 10 and is the most organized and does everything in my world as I see it with such beautiful grace and ease. It's really amazing. And whenever she does something, 2 things about her that I love. She really takes into account all the different pieces. How can I make it easiest for my team? What's going to be the best way? But then she says, how can I make it even as good for the rest of our teams? And she's such a good sharer. And so for those of you tonight, so you know, all the things that she's going to talk about are already on our Heat Team boards. It's under events. You click on events and then you go to the next page, top right corner, right at the top. It says interactive events, and all the different boards, all the different QR codes, all the different, everything that she's put together is there. And I'm just going to say one more thing about the there. And that is when I looked at the first board, the first graphic, it was turned horizontally. And it's on Canva. I'm not a Canva user. And I thought, I don't know how to turn it around. I can't type anything. You don't have to turn it around. No matter what you type, Canva is so smart, it puts it in the right direction. So don't worry about it being sideways. For those of you that don't know how to use Canva, I was one of them and I got very excited to see it just makes it perfect. Not unlike Alexis is. So Alexis, tell us what you've been doing, because your team, I looked at how many customers your team has this month. I don't know the percentage, but it is freaking huge compared to the last month and the month before. We are talking significantly more customers, huge. Like, you know, Julie Roberts says, really big, really big. Okay. Go for it.
Okay. So we have had an incredible few months. We've been doing a lot of events and we are excited to be able to share. You'll see some pictures of my teammates tonight into the presentation, but just excited to share with you a little bit about what we've been doing to see that growth. So we've had, by conference, we'll have 6 new sales coordinators and 6 steps in leadership. So we are super excited for the growth that we're having. And you're right, Nikki, with that growth comes lots of new customers. So we've been really working hard to engage with them and be able to offer our new partners opportunities to get to know our community and get to know our products better. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by sharing a little bit about myself, just so you guys know. I think some people might even be new on this call tonight. We have a lot of new partners with the Juice Plus company this month already. So my name is Alexis Busselman. I live in Texas. I do live in an RV with my 4 kids. They are 8, 5, 4, and 2. And I'm a national marketing director with the Juice Plus company. And I made it to National Marketing Director in 18 months, and I did it through events. They are so important, you guys. They are the lifeline to our business. And I know Nikki already mentioned that there's some great resources on boards in regards to events. There's all kinds of different events that you can do. Tonight, we're going to talk about just kind of a newer type that our team's been doing to give some new ideas. But if you are a newer partner, just know that there's some really simple things that you can do, slides that you can show, and those are really great events as well. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started for you guys. So let's see here. Perfect. So tonight we're going to talk about engaging and interactive events. So events are the lifeline to our business, you guys. No matter where you are at in your business, you are just starting, if you've been part of this company for 30 years, events are so, so important. So ways that we can share when it comes to events. We can do one-on-one, we can do coffee shops, we can be in a living room, we can be on Zoom. Types of events that we can do healthy living events or wine and wellness. Those two really just center around sharing about nutrition, sharing about Juice Plus. We can do meal preps where we are, maybe people are bringing different ingredients and we're gathering as a community and prepping meals. We can do workshops. So maybe you guys have seen some sourdough workshops or other workshops going on. Those are really fun and engaging for people to be part of our communities and maybe learn a new skill. And then the one we're going to talk about tonight is interactive stations. So how can we make our events more interactive? And we're going to talk about just some advantages there, some strategies there. And my goal tonight is really just to put another tool in your toolbox when you walk away from here. And the last thing I want you guys to know is basic event information is located on the Freedom Revolution and the boards app. There's an event section on both of those. They have scripts, they have videos, they have slides, they have lots of resources. So again, if this is maybe one of your first calls with our community, I just want to encourage you that there are a lot of really great resources out there. So tonight, like I said, we're going to talk about interactive events, and we're going to start here. So this is a card that I have made, and my team has been using this at events. So imagine showing up to an event, you get this cool card, and they say, there's some different stations that we want you to visit. And we'd love for you to go around, get a stamp at each of them, and learn a little bit more about who we are as a community and about our products. And then afterwards, we're going to enter you to win a prize. And people are like, oh, this is cool. Like, this will be fun. I'm excited for this. And so that's what you see on the front of the card. On the back of the card, you see some information that we're going to gather. And this is going to be at the end of the event, because we want to know a little bit more about who they are. And so I'm going to chat more about this, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what this looked like as you first get there. So this is some images of the events that we've been doing. So the very top image, you can see this one had some wine at it, and that was our welcome table. So we had the cards there, some wine and snacks. But then you can see the displays on the table are very basic. Most of you probably have the capsules at your home. You probably have the chewables at your home. The snack packs there, those were just snacks that we packed up. We added the cookbook, the summer snacks, and we framed that. The complete table had our complete bags, some treats, some really basic things. We have our Tower Garden there as well. So many times people sign up for Juice Plus and they don't know about Tower Garden, or vice versa. They sign up for Tower Garden and they don't know about Juice Plus. So I felt like this was an important one to also connect. So again, these are some of the stations like you could possibly see. But think about going to these different stations, learning about different things, and just having a time to visit. It's very low key. Some of these events we had our children at. So you can just imagine children are running around. They're kind of getting involved. They're tasting the complete, tasting the samples. But overall, this is just really, we are creating an engaged atmosphere for people to come and learn about our products. So why would we do an interactive event? Why wouldn't we just invite people to our living room every single time, sit and listen to a presenter on the TV, or maybe someone in the room gets up and does a presentation? So what would be the advantage of trying it this way? So first of all, it's a come and go style. So it's maybe a 2-hour block for your event, but it typically only takes 15 to 20 minutes to go through the station. So maybe if your event's from 5 to 7, people get off work at 5, they'd rather come right after the event or right after work to come to your event. They can do that and then be home for dinner and bedtime with their kids. Or maybe they have soccer practice at 6 o'clock and they're just going to make the tail end. So I was finding a lot of people who wanted to come to my events were telling me, well, I'd really like to be there, but I have another obligation. Can I come at the end or come late? So I really like this come and go style. This allows a newer partner to be able to share a little bit of their story in a short 2 or 3 minutes at the station. So we also provide a script. So that's helpful for maybe newer partners, or maybe you've never done this event before and you're like, this intimidates me to think about sharing behind this station. What would I say? So we provide a script, but it's a great way for newer partners to be able to share a little of their story and then share just a couple minutes about whatever station that they're at. You get to learn about all the different options with Juice Plus and with Tower Garden. Like I mentioned, a lot of times we're not exposed to both initially. Prospects get to hear stories, they get to learn about the products, they get to ask questions, they get to learn about being a partner, they get to really engage with us instead of just being necessarily talked at. And I don't want to say they're being talked at, but I know you guys who've been in this business, you've probably been to an event before where you're sitting in a living room and you might be being talked at. So am I good still? And then the last one is information is collected at the end, which you guys just saw on that previous slide, to build a cart. So that's a really key feature that we really liked having at these events, is we were able to gather the information that we needed at the event to make sure that we could get those orders in and submitted afterwards. So how would you invite to this? Like thinking about who is your target market? Where can you take these flyers to? Are you hosting it in a public place? If it's in a public place, like do a Facebook event that's public and then share it in groups that are related to that target market. So here is an example of one that we did. It was in the park. I had my children, so I was like, what can I do that's family friendly? So we thought, let's do it in the park. Let's invite families to come out and experience this together. We wanted it to be a fun and colorful flyer. We wanted it to be something that was free, that families could come enjoy. And you can see that on the flyer on the left, it talks about we're going to have resources and inspiration and some samples. And so think about like who your audience is and what you should be sharing to kind of draw them in. So several of the gals on my team got really creative with the way they were inviting to this, had a lot of success posting in like our local moms groups, also dropping off flyers at the daycares in their communities and different areas. And people were interested. People were like, yes, this sounds cool. I would like to come. So I'm going to give you some other examples, but just thinking about how are you kind of bringing new people into our community. So here are 2 other examples of events where we did this same setup where there were some stations, people were moving around, they got a card. The one on the left was at a gym and it was geared more towards adults, older, people who were available during the day because it was a daytime event. But again, we still had recipes, we had samples, we had resources that we were able to provide, and we had some different stations set up. At that one, we did actually even have a Tower Garden that was available to be on display at the Tower Garden one. That's my only event where we've kind of hosted this atmosphere where we did actually have a Tower Garden. Usually we just have pictures and things like that to support that. And then the one on the right was a partnership with a local boutique. And so this was a boutique who is having a celebration sale for their anniversary month. And our girls in the Falls City, Kennedy, and Karn City area, you're going to hear a lot about them in these coming months. They hosted this event and we decided how fun would it be to drink some wine, to do some shopping, and to go to different stations to get to talk to different people about their experiences with Juice Plus. So you can see like all of these look a little bit different, But when you get to the event, you can make it kind of a similar experience as far as what these stations look like. So I'm going to go back for a second. So as far as these events go, one of the things that we've really experienced as far as engagement is, first of all, people are talking to a lot of different people about their stories, and then they're wrapping up and coming back to fill out their cards at the end. And they're saying what they liked. They're saying what made sense to them, and they are sharing with us information that's valuable for us to make decisions of whether or not they might be a great partner prospect or things like that. And so we were really finding that these have been very successful as far as conversions go. We're definitely seeing people who attend the events, who have a good time, who fill out the card for the cart, and then they're processing their orders. We're also seeing a high number of conversions from event attendees to partners. And not only that, but partners who then move through compensation very quickly. So I think that's a key component as well. So they're coming to this event, they're experiencing all these things, they're having a chance to meet a variety of different partners in our community. And then when they do become a partner, they're progressing through the marketing plan at a pretty rapid pace. So that was kind of one of the things that Nikki mentioned at the beginning, is we're seeing a lot of that growth. And so one of the things I also wanted to share with you guys as far as tips go that has made part of this successful, I feel like for me, is utilizing CANVA. And so these were all designed in CANVA. If you've never used CANVA before, I promise you there's somebody that you know that's on this call or in your organization that does know about CANVA, and they'd love to help you. But I recently learned that you can print straight through CANVA, and it has changed my life in the best way possible. So when you're printing through CANVA, you have a couple of options. So you can do delivery to your home. It is free. It takes 7 to 14 days. They will do any quantity and any project. You can do stickers, you can do flyers, you can do postcards, you can do folders, anything that you want. 7 to 14 day turnaround, they'll ship it to you for free. Another option, this is the one that I really love. You can do in-store pickup at your local FedEx. It is free. They say it takes 1 to 3 days, but almost all of mine at my local FedEx is ready within 24 hours. And they do have a minimum quantity of 50. But this is a great option, you guys. If you are needing quality prints for any type of events that you're doing, any type of flyers, anything like that, I just want you to know that this is a great option. You are limited on sizes if you pick up at your FedEx store. So I typically print 8.5 by 11 or these postcard size, but if you print and have it shipped to you, you can print any size you want. And the quality is absolutely superb. Excellent quality on everything that I've done through CANVA. So again, just like another tool in your toolbox, put this in your pocket. And I really love utilizing this for this event because those cards, those 4x6 cards that I print are on nice cardstock paper. They're really good quality, and I do use them for a variety of things. We use them for the events, but then sometimes we just pull them out and have people fill them out, like at a sourdough workshop or something. They'll fill out the information on the card, and it's everything that we need to build a cart afterwards. So this is what it looks like if you're printing from CANVA. So if you have the app on your phone, I took these screenshots from my phone. There's a button there at the top where it will take you to print. You select your quantity, and then you can select your shipping options. And maybe some of you guys are like, you're scheduled 14 days in advance. I feel like I'm always printing at my local FedEx, but I just thought that this would be relative to throw in here because up until recently, I did not know this was an option. I was always using Office Depot or printing, or even sometimes doing at home, or all just different ways. And this has just really simplified my life. So let's talk about resources, because maybe you were like, Alexis, that was a lot of information and I'm not sure I could handle that or where to start or what to do or what to put on my tables. So first of all, we have a script for you. This script includes what to say, what questions to ask, what supplies each table needs, depending on how many tables you do. So this is just an example of the first table. It's your welcome table. So I would say, hi, welcome to our event tonight. My name's Alexis. Here's a card. We'd love for you to visit the different stations that are available. You can go in any order you want. And when you get all your stamps on your card, bring it back to me. And I would love to share some information with you before you leave this evening. And I just kind of send them on their way. They can pick any table. They typically gravitate, if they know somebody who's there, they'll gravitate that direction. When they come back, they visit with me, and I'm able to gather some information. So, you know, was today the first time you ever heard about Juice Plus? Which was your favorite station? I will explain the basics of being a partner with our company. So it's $52 a year. You know, our commission levels are permanent, just some really basic things. Sometimes I'll share my story in a minute or less if I have a chance, which basically says, I did not know for a lot of years that this was a business, and I never want anybody else to feel that way. And then I ask, you know, do you know what you want to order? And you guys, so many times they're like, I do. I definitely want those omegas for sure. Or I really like the chewables, but I know my husband would prefer the capsules. And you guys, I make a little note on that card that they gave me. So Susie said she wants trio chewables, husband wants trio capsules. And then I'm able to give that lead information to whoever the person was who invited them there that evening. On this script at the bottom there, you also see suggestions of what you could bring to the tables. So again, this is just tools in your toolbox. I am sure there are some people on this call, Miss Beverly Grandison, who probably has some amazing Tower Garden resources. So if she has a Tower Garden table, she probably has some really great things that she can put there. But there's also just some really basic things. If you're just introducing, or maybe you're a newer partner doing this and you don't have a ton of things, there's a list on these scripts that has some options. I have a template for you guys for these stamp cards. So 3 stamps or 5 stamps, because sometimes you have a smaller group of partners. And so we found it valuable to sometimes only need 3 stations versus 5. And these are completely customizable in Canva. So what you guys will have the template and you can adjust them. I have sample flyers and templates. So some of those flyers that you saw on this presentation. Facebook photo templates. So maybe you're not really a social media person, but you're like, I know I need to post this event on there. There's a template for that. The recipe books have been a hit, guys. Our complete recipe books, the summertime recipes for kids, which was just the cover photo of the recipe book with a QR code. And I framed it with like a cheap dollar store frame. People were loving that. They were like, look at this awesome recipe book. It's free. I'm so excited. And then I also have an FAQ document that's included in that setup of all the questions. So maybe basic questions that you would ask, like, how many partners do I need if I'm going to do an event like this? Or what type of things should I be concerned about if I'm doing it outside in weather? So here is a chance you guys can scan this, but like Nikki said, it's all on the boards app already. You guys can log in and it's under the events section. Carolyn's also going to drop the link in the comments. So you guys can take a look at all these resources. You can digest them all. You can look at that script from the different tables that you have options to do. So there's different things on there, but this has all the resources that are on there. And then if you guys are newer to our community, and maybe this is the first time you've ever heard about boards, it's an amazing app, guys. I wanted to just show you guys a couple things about the basics of the Boards app. So this is what Boards looks like if it's on your phone. You can find the Heat team. It's a really great one. I have it circled there. And then you'll see over there on the right, Nikki does an amazing job of keeping this updated for us. But it has a lot of different resources that we can use on here. So that is one of my tips for you guys tonight. Maybe you're newer coming into our community, or newer onto the call tonight, and you're looking for a starting place. Here's a great one. You can go on here. There's getting started section. There's the events section that I mentioned earlier, but just a lot of different opportunity on here to be able to start becoming educated about our products and our community. And this is a great place for resources to be housed. And I anticipate more resources to be coming to Boards in the future from our great leaders in our community, but also from corporate. I know a lot of times they provide us documents and things like that end up on the Boards link. So that was fast and furious as far as the presentation goes. I wanted to make sure we had a couple of chances for questions. We have a lot in the chat, so I'm not sure. But I can definitely address some of these. So I only use the free version of Canva. I don't use the paid version. Sometimes people will, use the paid version, and certain flyer options and graphics are different, but I only use the free version. And if you guys have other questions, you're welcome to jump in and speak up, because I did not keep up with the chat.
The only question that kept coming up and it got answered is if you have free CANVA, which you do, can you do the shipping on free CANVA? And the answer, of course, is yes, because you have free and you do the shipping. That was the only question that I saw repeated a couple times. And again, if you go to boards and you click on the events one, like Alexis showed, and then you get to the next page where it says interactive, everything, the FAQs, the books, the links to everything that Alexis showed us, the picture of the tables, the scripts, it's all on boards. It's already uploaded from this morning.
And I will tell you guys, one of the reasons why this event developed in my team is because we have quite a few partners that are in the same area. So maybe, I don't know if any of you guys have that, but if you have 3 or 4 or several partners that are in the same area, it's great to be able to work together. Where I'm at right now in College Station, a lot of us are sidelines. We're not necessarily in our organizations getting paid on each other, but we love working together. And this event is a great opportunity to bring the Juice Plus community together to do something where it is interactive.
And I'm assuming that you can print from CANVA at home. You can print right from CANVA at home. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's really great to be able, that is a good one, Heidi, do breakout rooms in different stations. I absolutely bet that you could do that. And that script, you can provide it to your teammates ahead of time. So maybe you have a brand new partner and they're like, I have no idea what I'm getting into. You can provide them the script ahead of time. So you can be like, look, it's really basic. It's just going to be a couple of lines, and maybe we can practice sharing your story. I found that my newer partners really enjoyed this. They became very comfortable sharing that same thing. The next person would come and they'd share the same thing again. And then the next person would come and they maybe would adjust it a little bit. They could add in their personal experience with the products. As far as my verbiage, Beth, for this event, when it comes to inviting, so we invite people out to come and just like learn about nutrition, and we invite them to do like we tell them it's like a fun experience, and we do tell them that there's going to be prizes. So I don't know if you have to use prizes, but that's definitely something our team has used to be able to get people to come, to give us their information. And for my demographic and a lot of my teammates, having something that allowed kids to be able to come was an important aspect. So I think, again, that was kind of that slide that just said, think about who your market is. So that's kind of one component. We obviously, the inviting verbiage was different for like the gym atmosphere where we did that. That was more of a opportunity for people to look at nutrition if you're working out. The one at the boutique, we use that as like a mom's night out, like come drink wine, come shop, and come learn about nutrition. So it just kind of depends on like where you're doing it at, what your market looks like. Prizes. So we have done gift cards. We have done like cute cups with like smoothies in them. We've done some jewelry that went with those. We've done even just like a Juice Plus little goodie bag. I have found that people don't typically care what the prizes are. They're just really super excited that they have a chance to win a prize. Events as far as insurance. So our public venues have not required insurance. If you do alcohol, that is going to be one that you may run into issues depending on where you're doing it at. Like churches won't allow you to have alcohol without a very high insurance policy. We're not doing food handling cards, but I would just check with your venue if that's something that they require. If that's the case, you might not do samples of like energy balls and complete, just to like make it simpler. Maybe you can just do something else. I had like pictures of how to make a smoothie bowl. My kid with pictures of him like smoothie bowls and all the different toppings, and then I had the jars there to display, because obviously like that when we were outside we wouldn't want to have smoothie bowls outside. So you can get creative with what you have at these events. I would just tell you that like think of this as a starting place. Like what type of stations would you want to do? Maybe you do it around Halloween and you have like a Halloween themed station, or, you know, different holidays. You could have like one of your holiday themes at one of your stations or something like that. So I feel like there's a lot of things that you could do with this. Our community has just really enjoyed the interactive aspect, that like it's a come and go. I don't have to be there for 2 hours. I'm not being talked at. And it's something that they can actually experience.
That was amazing. Does anybody have a last minute question? She's wrapped it up in like under 30 minutes. She's the miracle organized lady. But if anybody has any specific questions, just ask, unmute yourself and do a last minute question, and we'll take 1 or 2 questions and then wrap it up.
Hi.
All right. It looks like we are good to go. I just want to thank everybody. Alexis, that really was great. It got me. I mean, I heard about this before, but this presentation just clarified so many things, and it really does sound simple. It sounds like anybody could do it. And the Halloween thing, you could even get together with a bigger community and actually have it be a trick or treat. You could even invite perhaps other kinds of vendors or something and really make it like even bigger, where kids come there for safe trick or treating, and you guys are the ones sponsoring it. So you have the tables. I don't know, some ideas with trick or treat that you could make it even bigger. So
You could do like a trunk or treat where you're out in a parking lot and everybody has something at their car. We've done that before, and that would be a fun thing too. Decorate your
Trunk or
cars.
treat. Funny. Thanks,
Yeah.
Deb.
And I will tell you guys, so I am speaking in Charlotte. I am really excited about that. And I love this training. And so this QR code will be on the screen in Charlotte. So if you enjoy listening to this tonight, I just encourage your teammates to get to Charlotte, to have a chance to hear a little bit about this. I'll be covering some other topics as well. I won't be able to talk all about events, but I think you guys are going to really be able to enjoy this content as well. And thank you, Nikki, again, for making sure it was all on boards, so everyone has the templates to access it.
All right, everybody, good night. Check out, if
Awesome,
you missed it,
awesome,
let your team
awesome.
know it's on.
Thank you,
live
Alexis.
And it's being
Thank you,
recorded.
Alexis.
Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you
Everybody.
so much.
Thanks,
you.
Alexis.
That was
That's
really
amazing.
good.
Alexis.
See you in Charlotte.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis.
Thanks,
Alright.
Alexis. So great. Hey, Nikki,
Hang on.
can you,
Yeah, hold on
can
one second.
you,